Okay, well, this is going to be kind of a bit of a different video today. I'm using the new GoPro Hero 7. I don't know if you can see this or not, just kind of in low light. And I'm going to do kind of like, well, I mean, a day in the life. I mean, I kind of do some of these things, but I just thought I would just kind of a free flowing consciousness kind of a thing. Just to let you see Miss Elsie right there. Oh, there you are. Get your beauty shot there. There's the beauty shot right there. There's the kitty. Yeah, everybody wonders where Elsie is. Well, there she is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to try, I'm going to try do interval run. Okay.
Prepare for walking in 3, 2.
This is my interval run app here.
Walk
for
so 5 minutes.
So we're going to try and do, and also on the Apple Watch here, we're going to try and set it. There we go, outdoor walk. Okay, there we go. See if that works. Okay, Elsie, stay there. All right. Okay, so we're going to just do, like I said, kind of a, just whatever. We're going to go out here in the beautiful sunshine, and we are going to just do some basic vlogging. And I'm going to try and do, for the very first time, an interval run. At least if I can do 4 cycles. Let's see if we can do 4 cycles. Okay. So we've got this little GoPro Hero 7. And I thought it's supposed to be this new hyper smooth gimbal killer software to where you supposedly don't need a gimbal. You can just use the camera almost right out of the box, and you're going to get buttery smooth video footage. Okay, so anyway, here I am going down the street here, and this is the street on which I live. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go and see about trying to do a few cycles of interval running. And I got my Vibram Furoshiki shoes on. Not the greatest probably for running, I don't know, especially on concrete and asphalt. So what I'm doing is I'm trying, oh man, I'm in the stage now, again, I found out just 2 weeks ago, almost after 7 months of this horrible back pain, discovering that I have a herniated disc, of all things. And so I am hoping that it is healing up naturally. Now, I don't know, I'm not in a lot of pain anymore. However, there is some stiffness and a little bit of what I would say kind of like a mild irritation. I mean, again, I'm not in real pain, but you know, it's just like when you're stiff and sore, that kind of a pain. So what I've decided to do is see if I can at least maybe 4 cycles of just interval running, which is basically 4, and it's no big deal at all, 4 60-second, 1 minute cycles of just light jogging, and see if I can do this without it really causing any more injury. So we'll see. Yeah, so anyway, I'm kind of hopeful that it'll be okay. Here's the little neighborhood I turned down. And this is the street that I normally walk. I used to walk this every single day. And in the last 7 months, I've probably, gosh, I probably maybe have only walked, and just recently in the last couple of months, about the last 5 weeks, maybe, 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6 times, I can't remember now, but it's not been like consistent every day. So that's where I'm trying to do that. Now let me see if I can try to make sure I turn this on.
Prepare for running in 3, 2,
Here we go.
1. Run for 1 minute.
All right, see how the video quality is. Okay. Just a light little run. Okay. Feel a little bit of, well, stiffness, I gotta be honest. Oh, here comes a car. This is just not as good as it was in Elk Grove. Okay. Elk Grove just had such wonderful parks, and with grass and manicured walkways, just really nice stuff. Okay.
Prepare for walking in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Walk
One
for
cycle down.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay. That definitely got the heart rate up. And whew. Okay. Okay, so as far as back pain goes, again, kind of about the same level of stiffness and soreness before I started. So we'll try another cycle here in just a moment and just see if I'm gonna cross over. Got people walking down the street here, moving that way. Okay, alrighty, so somebody's changing some brakes. Okay, so gotta get my wind back a bit. Okay, so we've been walking about 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes. Okay, good.
Prepare for running.
Okay, here we go.
3,
Always like to start a little bit early.
1. Run for 1 minute.
Okay. Okay. Be curious to see how this all turns out in post. Okay. Now I'm running in these Vibrams, and it's a different style of running. You run on the balls of your feet, not the heels. The heels barely touch. Whew. Okay.
Prepare for walking in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Walk for
Whew.
1 minute and 30
Okay.
seconds.
Well, I tell you, where I really am feeling it is my lung capacity. Whew. Okay. That's 2 down, 2 to go. Looks like these guys are building a fence. Kind of nice. There used to be a little kitty cat that would be over there on that little tree, and it was the cutest little cat. It would just sit there and it wasn't afraid. I'd go up and pet that cat, and it was just like we were old friends. So really nice. Anyway, this is the street I used to run down, and here I am again. Whew. Okay, so this is the first time I've done, it'll be, if I can do this, it'll be the first time I've done 4 cycles. So we got 2 down, 2 to go. Back so far, about the same.
Prepare for running.
Okay, here we go.
3,
Here we go.
2, 1.
Oh.
Run for
Okay, I can
1
feel
minute.
a little bit of soreness now. A little bit of soreness. And again, I'm just doing a very easy little kind of ranger airborne shuffle here. Nothing too extreme. Just enough to get the old heart pumping. Okay, well, I'm back. After my first attempt at doing some running. So, I have a little shot of coffee here. There we are. That's kind of cool. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's see where we're at with just trying to do a couple of just chin-ups. Maybe 2, 3, maybe only 1. I don't know. So anyway, we're back here in the Rectory. Let me turn a little bit of light on here. Okay. The only thing about GoPros, they're not really good in low light. Okay. So one thing I like about this new little shorty stick is there it is. There it is. Okay, hopefully that is going to be recording. Yeah. Okay, let's try and do a couple if we can. It's been a while. It's been a while. I did this, let's see. Oh, at least I don't have any messages. That's a good thing. I'm kind of expecting something important today. Okay, I think I'll get the whole thing, but let's just see how that goes. Okay. Alrighty, I'll take this off here for now. Okay, let's see if I can do at least 1 chin-up. Oh, I don't know why, but that hurt my lower back. Sort of, kind of. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh. That kind of. I felt that one. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, okay. Alrighty. Okay, so go back down the hallway here. Oh my goodness. Okay, alrighty, so Alexa, turn on dining room. So lights come on. All right. Alexa, turn on KXPR Sacramento. Oh.
I don't know that.
Alexa, turn on KXPR Sacramento.
Capital Public Radio music from TuneIn.
Okay, so there's my kitty there.
Support from the Warner G. Bender Company, a locally owned, independent.
All right, so that we'll probably have to do for now, okay? All right, so back in a little bit. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre here. Here's a little bit of the living room. on the new GoPro hyper stabilization mode. Yeah, good stuff here. Okay, so again, this is more like a day in the life kind of a video. Don't really do these kinds of videos that much, but I've been seeing a lot of other people do just, you know, snippets from their life, and again, we just kind of work it out. Here's my Caledonian room, and it really needs a good overhaul. I really need to get through and just kind of, and let's see if we can see Miss Elsie over here. This is her one of her little favorite stoops here. There she is. There she is. Do we see this little cute cat over here? Looks kind of dark. I guess just because she's backlit. Are you backlit, cuteness? There you are. Oops, why is it doing that for? Why did it do that? Okay. There you are. There you are. You're such a cute little cat. Anyway, and there's a little white car out there. And interesting because it's a sweet little gal, probably maybe 70 pounds soaking wet, little elderly lady. But I have to say, she's a little Democrat gal. Let me get this set up here for sitting up here doing my trolling. I'm a bad person. Sometimes I like to get on whether it's YouTube or Yahoo or Yoohoo News, and I like to comment a lot of times on the articles, and sometimes I have to be honest, I'm a bit of a troll. Yes, I am a bit of a troll. Okay, so anyway, so this little gal comes up, she's canvassing, I guess, and but she's a little Democrat, but she was just so, what's the word? She was like a little china teacup. She was just so delicate and sweet, and you couldn't get mad at her. Now, again, in this day of Hillary Clinton says you can't be civil with the other side, meaning my side, I guess. So I guess reciprocations would be fair play. I probably should have said excuse me, because I clearly saw she was Democrat, when she wanted to promote her Democratic candidates, and I could have said excuse me, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I mean, I'd have every authority to do that. I'm the pastor. And I said, this is private property, and I'd like you to please leave, okay? And I don't want you putting these campaigns anywhere near our parish, okay? You can take them to the rest of the neighborhood. That's your business. But, I don't want this stuff on my parish property, okay? And I want you to move your car, too. I don't want you parking here. I could have done that. And I could have even done it even a little bit nicer. I could have said, I'm sorry, but I'd really like you to please not park here, okay? I don't feel comfortable with your political philosophy, and maybe get in her face a little bit and challenge her, right? Get in their face and challenge them. No. She goes, can I give you one of our little brochures? I said, of course you can, and so I immediately put it where it belongs. But anyway, I'm just saying that there really is no need for incivility, even if you disagree with somebody. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people on the other side have pretty much made it, declared war. And anyway, it has a political view that differs from their own. And so, but anyway, I think that's actually, in the long run, it's pretty kind of silly. I mean, you can still be civil, and you can be even cordial, and you can be friendly. You don't have to be a hater. You don't have to be a real troll. I mean, I sometimes, again, like I do, I get on the internet, and I try not to. Let me see if I can do this. Let me just share with you. Okay. All right. This one person, I don't even know if I can find it now. If I can even find it. Okay, this one person got really angry. And, okay, so I said, now, again, some people might choose to see this as being mean and cold-hearted. But anyway, so it was an article about Stormy Daniels. So I said, so what do Stormy Daniels, Liz Warren, and Christine blah blah Ford all have in common? Question mark. They're losers. And anyway, this one lady got really angry. I suppose you think the president who indulges in childish tirades of name-calling and insulting and hurting is a winner? We should all be embarrassed that our president lacks the intelligence, the maturity, and dignity to behave like a world leader rather than a toddler. You know, so I said, that's all you've got? Question mark. I said, in my humble opinion, you sound more like the toddler and President Trump sounds more like a winner. So I'm sure that didn't go over too well. But instead of, saying you're an idiot or you're stupid or you're an effing this or you're, all these, vulgar terms and, ad hominem attacks, I can simply be polite and just say, well, again, in my humble opinion, you're sounding. I didn't say you are a toddler. I said you sound like a toddler. In other words, you're acting like one. So again, that's all I'm going to say. So sometimes I can't resist the impulse to do a little bit of online trolling from time to time. Okay. GoPro, stop recording. Okay. This is my autumnal blend. So I make a little cup of coffee here. It should be, that looks Teelar. That looks about right? Okay. The old Trader Joe's pumpkin spice coffee, or what I call autumnal coffee. So there we have it. GoPro, stop recording. Elsie, that coffee is not for you. Okay, that should work. That should work. Alrighty, let's see how this is now. That is finger looking good. Okay. All right. There's my inside my refrigerator. That's where I live sometimes. Okay. So, autumnal coffee, GoPro, Tuesday morning for a few more minutes, and I'm waiting for a very special little Holy Smokin' Pie Padre little goodie. So hopefully it'll be here a little bit later. So, talk to you in a little bit. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, look what I got here, sports fans. All right, there we go. All right, so here we are. This is the, believe it or not, this is the new Apple Watch. Yeah, and so I'm kind of excited about this, as you can probably tell. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a box opening, and then I'll try to pair it, and we'll see if we can get it to, yeah, be the new replacement for the Apple Watch. Okay, so, all right, here we are with an Apple-esque kind of an opening here. I'm going to do it this way because I have a little bit of a, so you just zip it down like that. Okay, there we are. And that. Okay, I knew it was coming like this. This is the new Apple Watch, and this is different than last year's This is different than last year's Apple Watch case. The last year's was kind of a, we kind of maybe compare that from last year. Alexa, turn on hallway.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so this was last year's watch box, and it was a little bit nicer, I think, than this. But anyway, okay. So another one of the famous Apple tabs. You just kind of do that and do that, and Bob's your uncle and Sally's your aunt, and there you have it. Okay. All right. So, oh, that's right. This is a brand new Apple box opening experience. They want you to, let's see, I guess you do this. You do this. I've never done this before. Do that. And you just kind of fold it open. And there it is. Okay. So, that's how I usually wear mine. As you can see. There we go. That's how I usually wear mine, with the crown on this side. So let's open it up here. And there it is. There it is. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, right now, turn this off and go set up the new Apple Watch. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And there it is. The new Apple Watch. Well, hi there, Pipe Pals. You're probably wondering if this is really a pipe video. Well, it is. It's a pipe video in the day of yours truly. And so what we're going to do here is, hold on a second. Alexa, turn on KXPR Sacramento. Okay. Okay, so is this going to work here? This might work. Hey, there we go. Maybe I'll just tilt it back just a wee bit. Okay, well, good evenings, and how y'all doing there, Pipe Pals? Holy Smoking Pipe Andre. Yes, you've had a day in the life of just little snippets of my life, as recorded with using my GoPro Hero 7. So you kind of went on a little bit of a walk run with me. I probably won't play the whole thing of that. Maybe just a couple of little iterations, and let's see, just kind of spent the day with me a little bit. I'm smoking. I am smoking the Cult Cherry Red Blood Red Moon. There you go, cherry. And I guess I'm really enjoying this, because I'm really going through it. It's about halfway done now. It's about halfway done. Still very flavorful, moist, and at this rate, it will probably be to the very end. Very flavorful tobacco. So I thought I'd just get in here just for a few minutes, just kind of like I said, I've been kind of just shooting throughout the day with this new camera. I don't know if it's going to become an actual vlogging camera. I'm thinking that for the most part it might do well. Again, actually, this is the very first. This is the second I shot. Somebody pointed out, rightly so, that I actually had a smudge on the screen, and it was kind of putting a little fuzz or haze on my very last video. And so sure enough, after I saw that comment, and I kind of noticed that in the post-editing, I don't usually watch the whole video. I just kind of watch parts of it, you know, just check it for sound and things like that. And so sure enough, I kind of said, why is there such a glow effect? It kind of looked like a glow effect when you kind of really punch the colors in a certain direction in the post process. And it was the first time that I actually used this camera, and I wasn't sure what the colors were going to be, as opposed to the iPhone colors. So anyway, so today has been, for the most part, a very good day. You know, the watch came. The watch face that I really like to use is, I'll show you. There's the old Mickey. I might bring him back for another one, but the one I really seem to like, and I'll show you if I can find it. Here we go. Here we go. Is this one here? Let's see if I can turn this little screen on with all the complications. Oh, no, stop. Okay, hold on. There we go. Yeah. It's got all sorts of complications. I really like it. And so, oops. So you don't have to go into a lot of apps. You know, just checking things. It's all right there on the face of the watch, and you just tap whatever you want, whether it's time or calendar or activity rings or timers. I use a lot of timers now. That's how I regulate my day. I have to set a timer for different things or else I forget. So that seems to be a really big help to me, is setting a timer. So maybe I should set a timer on my videos. I know I can hear somebody saying that. I don't think this is going to be a very long video. So, I mean, it's just little snippets. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. I guess the thing I would maybe, you know, kind of, if I was going to get into a little bit of a discussion, a little fireside chat, a little pipe burn there, a little pipe burning chat, and it kind of just ties in with kind of where I'm at with my health and everything. And again, I'm grateful. Let me just say, and I think I said in my last one, I hope I said it in my last video, I really truly am grateful for at least being able to have a level of recovery. It's not 100%, but it sure is a whole lot better than what it was a couple months ago. But you know, this whole thing of the reason why, one of the things that I have a problem with the Me Too people and people in that kind of a mindset. And again, it's not that I don't care about victims. It's hard to say. It's that the problem with people that are victims, it just seems like you can't ever say either you're sorry enough or make up for what has happened to them. And I don't know. I mean, I think this is where even as a padre who unfortunately is now lumped together with all of the guys who have done bad things to children, people pretty much, because I'm part of that group, they don't want to give me, they don't care. They basically have said, don't trust you, and I don't take it personally, but I do realize that that's where people are at. And so I could say, you know what, I understand. I understand. And I understand maybe that's why a lot of black folks don't like police officers. I think intellectually they probably, if they're honest, would say, yeah, there are probably a few good police officers out there, but they're not the majority. And I think a lot of people might now today say that about priests, you know, well, there's maybe a few good ones out there, but they're the minority. And if somebody has a grudge against you, or they don't like you for maybe your political leanings or your theological leanings, you know, they're just going to turn you off. They're not going to give you the time of day. And that's more my problem than anybody else's. It's like, well, you know, how do I deal with that? Well, I try to be as kind and as understanding as I can, even if you're angry and you're not really wanting to interact anymore, and you just want to kind of keep me at arm's length, or even you know, just get rid of people like me altogether. You know, okay, I understand people are angry. I'm sorry. That's funny. I said something else, and it's actually recording. Okay. So I have to be careful what I say on this little camera, because if I say the wrong word at the wrong time, everything shuts down. Sorry about that. The battery folks just died. Okay. So anyway, where was I going with all that? I'm just going to say that when I look at people that are victims, on one hand, yes, we want to try to do everything we can to help them in their recovery. But I have to say, I mean, and I'm sure this isn't for everybody, but it seems like a lot of these people, you know, it's sort of like when it's more like when you were a kid, or maybe when you've had a very emotional, you know, falling out with somebody. And, you know, there comes, it's sort of like a divorce. I've kind of said this before. It's sort of like a divorce where the person that you're angry with, there's no way you're going to forgive them. I mean, they could literally turn over a brand new leaf. They could become truly a better person than what the person that hurt you, let's say. And you're never going to forgive that person. You're just so done with that person. And so there's nothing that they can ever do to make up for the bad that they've done. And I understand that. But there comes a point where you basically just hold on to your anger, your bitterness, your resentment, and you kind of develop a really sick, symbiotic relationship with this anger, with this hatred. And sorry to say it, but it's like, well, a lot of people have with President Trump. Anyway, I wasn't going to talk about President Trump, but anyway, but it's kind of the same thing. People just are so viscerally against this person. And in other words, they're not really rational about it. They're just filled with anger and rage. And maybe that anger and rage gets them something. I don't know. But I think if we're honest, probably all of us, probably more than we like to think, have been either victimized in some form, way, or another by someone. And, or even if it's just being totally let down by somebody that shouldn't have let you down. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's a sibling. Maybe it's a coworker. They really either betrayed you or they weren't there for you. Well, shame on them. Shame on them. And you have a choice. You have a choice to let that define you, let that poison you, for the rest of your life if you want to. Or you could actually rise above it and move on. And just, you know, it's like a broken, it's a horrible auto accident. And maybe you lost a brand new car, or maybe you lost the only car in your life that you were depending on to take you to work every day. That's gone. It's total. It ain't coming back. So, you know, you can sit there and after a period of time, you know, after you've started healing up and you start feeling a little bit better, hopefully, and you sweep away all the debris that's left from the crash, well, you can sit there and feel sorry for yourself, and you can blame the world, blame the person that hit you, or you can choose to do something new and different. And as a person who... Okay, I'm back. My battery died. And that's just, well, one full day of just doing little snippets here and there. So there you go. Well, anyway, I'm going to close this video. But I wanted to kind of share with you, okay, I was talking about victims and what does that mean to be a victim, and you know, how do you reconcile with the bad things that happen to you in life? If you haven't had a chance to read or listen to the audiobook of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, I highly recommend it. If you don't want to shell out the money for the book, you might be able to find an interview of him with Mehmet Oz, Dr. Oz. I just found it. It's like a 2.5 hour video. And it pretty much, he talks an awful lot about the book. So you probably don't need to buy the book. You could probably just listen to this, but it actually was, I don't know if it was a podcast anyways, but it is a video on YouTube. But anyway, so again, do you stay a victim, or do you it's what you do with your you decide to move on, and do you let the victimization, do you live in it, or do you transform it? And we can talk about, you know, all sorts of things that, might victimize people. You know, but basically we're talking about others who've done something wrong to you. Okay. So anyway, it's how you deal with it. But a lot of this stuff has to do, like when you look at the Me Too movement, or the problems that are going on within the Catholic Church, and even just culture, just society in general, this whole idea of people who have been hurt, but there comes a point where that person, they have to go beyond that. And believe it or not, there has to be some level of acceptance, of forgiveness, of reconciling to some extent. And I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that. They just want to say, well, I can't forgive anybody, you know, who's hurt kids, or who's hurt me, or who has done these awful things. Well, the problem is that the longer you hold on to it, the more it is going to, it's basically going to destroy you. Yeah. The person victimized you maybe in the past, and maybe it was repeated victimizations, okay? Again, I'm not trying to make light of this. But as you continue to hold on to it, as you continue to regurgitate it, you know, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually, you know, it's something that you live. Oh, this is very frustrating. Okay, I'm going to end this video now because it keeps dying on me. I thought I charged the battery for 3 hours on a fast charge. Okay, well, let me see if this is going to work. The battery looks like it's almost charged, but it seems like, Oh my goodness, is that going down before my very eyes? Okay, well I've got maybe a couple minutes here and I just want to finish up the video. It's the next day. Still enjoying this Cult Red Cherry. Blood Red Moon. Good stuff. Let me just check the battery there. Okay, so I wanted to say one thing about this whole incivility that seems to be going on, and the thing that saw an old movie yesterday. Actually, probably was on my day off. Okay, I don't know why it keeps going off. Oops. I think I said the wrong word. Okay, just let it, see if it'll, oh, man, this is just, unless there's, maybe there's only a, oh, maybe what maybe it's on that, there's a special little function that you just do like maybe, oh my goodness, okay, like you're doing clips. So anyway, all right, so I saw this movie, maybe it's only like a, let's see, if it shuts off in the next 10 seconds, that I know it's a setting in the camera itself. Okay, is it turning off? Wait a minute. Okay, well, anyway, so I saw this movie on Tuesday. It's an old movie. I don't know if it goes back to the 1940s or the early 50s, but it's called The Enemy Below with Robert Mitchum and Kurt Jurgens, okay? Gotta say that in a special way. After if you ever watched the movie Crimson Tide, and they're getting on the bus, the Navy officers, and they talk about their little, what is it? What do you know, little, oh gosh, I can't even remember these things now. You know, it's so sad because all of the little fads of years ago, you kind of vaguely remember them, but what do you call them, you know? You know, you try to do like, it's like Pictionary or whatever it was, you know. So you try to impress people with your movie knowledge, you know, anyway. So anyway, the guy gets on the bus and he says, who are the stars in, who played the enemy commander in, who played the German commander, U-boat commander in Enemy Below? The guy turns, I think it was James Giovanni or whatever his name is. He used to be Tony Soprano before he passed away. Anyway, James Gandolfini. There we go. Maybe I've been up in Canada or something, smoking some of that new legal hippie lettuce. I don't know, man. My brain feels a little weird. Anyway, he goes Kurt Jurgens. The way he says Kurt Jurgens, you know, it's just like, wow. Maybe make Kurt Jurgens' name a household name when he said that. Okay. But the interesting thing about that film, and I'm going to try to end it with this. My little video here, is that at the very end of the film, you know, here were two people that clearly, do I want to say they hated each other? Well, I don't know if they hated each other, but they certainly were trying to destroy each other. And Robert Mitchum, you know, being the destroyer commander, Kurt Jurgens being the U-boat commander, World War II, they were doing their jobs. And now, I guess politics, you know, my whole thing now is I believe that our elected officials really are being elected to do the job of government, not politics. That should come second. That should be the last thing, really. I mean, okay, you know, you got to do some politicking, but that's all they seem to do. It's just politics. And there's something really wrong with that. And yes, the Republicans and the Democrats, or liberals and the conservatives are in mortal combat right now. And each side is trying to destroy the other. But if you see that movie, The Enemy Below, both ships are destroyed. in the process. And but at the very end, the Robert Mitchum character, he actually saves the Kurt Jurgens character. And then the denouement of the movie, of the story, they're on the deck of the ship that saved them. And anyway, so Robert Mitchum, lights up a smoke back in the days when people used to smoke cigarettes. And men were men and women were women, and sheep were nervous. Anyway, so he goes in the Kurt Jurgens U-boat commander. He's at the very aft of the ship. He's looking over the railing and looking at the water going by. And it's just kind of an interesting thing, because here are these two, sworn enemies, and yet there was a sense of, okay, I really don't like you. I don't like this war. I don't like what your country did. And it's kind of vice versa. It's mutual, But at the end, he gives him a cigarette. He lights a cigarette for him and gives it to him, and they kind of start talking. They're not buddies. They're not probably ever going to be buddies. They're probably not going to see eye to eye on anything. But the thing is that they kind of realize that for them, their war is over with. Their personal war, whether it was between themselves, it's over with, okay? And there's a sense of, okay, it is what it is, and we need to move on, kind of thing. We need to kind of try to put our differences behind us. That's probably what the whole significance of the final shot of them at the end of the aft of the ship, because it's all behind you now. So I really am hoping that people who have differences and they don't get along and they hate each other right now, hopefully, maybe they can put the politics behind them after the midterms, and hopefully maybe a few people, maybe not everybody, certainly not everybody's going to come together, but maybe if a few people on both sides really try to respect and become civil, maybe, just maybe, there will be kind of a healing, and that would be great. Okay, so I just want to say thank you to all you watching, and by the way, all you lads and lassies out there in Canada, if you're going out and about to buy your marijuana, be careful now. Anyway, folks, I hope you have a good day, and don't get too stoned up there in the northern country. And I kind of feel like I'm kind of actually in the northern part of California now. I'm closer to Canada. Well, actually, I'm not really that. Well, I guess I'm probably about 8 hours away from Canada, maybe 6-hour drive. I don't know. But anyway, best to everybody that watches my videos. Thank you for watching. Light up your world and light up your pipe, and have a great evening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now. Cheers.
We get support from California.